All right, just wanted to do a quick update. I haven't made a video in a while, and I thought, I ought to just let everybody know where we're at. So, this is hanging on the wall, and I don't want to get down, but these nose doors are reinstalled, and servos are in, as you can hear them grinding away. And as you can see, if I get the light right, the pneumatic nose gear has been replaced with an electric gear. That took a little bit of cutting and fitting and sizing. That is the original strut, though, mounted onto a JP ER-150 gear, which is the appropriate size for the weight of the plane. It's actually the same gear, at least the same mechanism that's in my F-15. So it's ER-150, and this thing will be considerably lighter than the, oops, something went wrong there. Let me get this. Okay. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, maybe you didn't see anything I did. I started a YouTube video while I was filming. Probably need to do a little bit of repair there. I just noticed that crack just now. So the next thing I'm working on is down here. I've ordered the servos for these babies. So these are some old, I believe they're old JRs, and they're like 6-volt servos, and you can see they had nylon, and one of them's actually broken over here. If I get that out of the shadows, they have nylon control horns, and they didn't even cut off the extra horns. And this is some cool linkage, I don't know if I want to keep that. I got ball links, but these clevises are pretty heavy duty. We'll see. Anyway, these are pretty cool because they have really heavy duty mechanism in there. This slot is where the elevator slides into, and there's actually a kind of little a pin in there. You can kind of see the deal, and that pin makes sure that it slides. It's got a forked end. It slides into the same spot every time, and it's got a double bolt securing mechanism. So 2 bolts. Now they don't have. I noticed there's not a lock nut on the back side of these bolts, so one could actually accidentally unthread them all the way. So they will get a longer bolt with a lock nut on the back, because who wants to be at the field and discover that your bolt rattled out? I'm just surprised that they didn't do that, but this thing is 20 years old. So the fun part about it is going to be, as you can see, this whole mechanism is mounted to this bulkhead. It's just one piece. Really cool, really well built, really well designed, and it's extremely hardy, extremely stable, very heavy duty. This former goes all the way through, so it actually is like one solid piece that crosses to either end of the jet. And then guess what? I get to use my trusty, very long Allen wrenches and get in a super tight spot, but I got the tools for it. So I'll be going through the upside, working in there, and undoing those 4 bolts, and that's going to be fun. But the whole thing will come out. We'll re-servo it, linkage it, linkage it, put some lock washers on the backs of these nuts, and then you just set the whole unit back in, bolt it back into the bulkhead, and boom, it's done. It's a really beautiful system. So, and I've seen others that are similar. So that's really a great way to do it. And I like that it has double locks on it, so it's very heavy duty. So, and you can kind of see from the side, it's got ball bearings in there. Really cool. You don't see as much of this in some of the newer models. They took some time and some expense to build that. So that's what's next. I'm waiting. I should have already been working on the fuel system that there is awaiting me, but I put my order in for my vent plug, which will be coming out right there. There's already a hole, I'll just make it bigger. And I forgot to hit the pay part, so I was sitting around waiting for it, and I was like, where's that stupid vent plug? In the meantime, I realized, oh, I'm glad I didn't put those tanks in, because I'll be pulling them right out, because I've got to get down inside the chassis and undo those 4 bolts and remove that and replace that. So I went ahead and ordered these servos, and I'm going to get those replaced with some pretty heavy duty 600 gram servos, or whatever, however they measure it. Pretty fat ones. But these were 6 volts originally. I don't know how many grams of torque they had. I'm guessing it was enough. I'm kind of curious about these linkages though. I'm more into ball links, but that's kind of fail-safe, you know. The clevis, that's the old school. I don't know how much slop it has. It doesn't seem to have a lot, but we'll see. I'll think about that one. So that's where we're at. Just that's the update on that one. Of course, you know, the T45, bless its heart, has had to take a back seat to the new kid in town. But I will get back to that one very soon. I've been wanting this bird for a long time, so now I'm really into it. So, but it has been one heck of a challenge to get it the way I want it. But we're kind of into the building things back phase. I've already done all the tearing down, with the exception of some wiring that I'm gonna do. But I've already cut all the formers and added the brackets and done most of the heavy work. Interesting thing, I had to pull off one of the you know, like retaining rings, the balance ring for the thrust tube. It wouldn't come out unless I loosened one of them up, because I guess it kind of turns inward. But thrust tube is really well made, really heavy duty. I wanted to check and see the center of it, and I don't think I can really show it to you, but I want to check and see how the center of it was, where the heat was actually hitting. And it's actually one piece of metal bent over, so it doesn't even have like a gap right there. And then they put a lot of this high temp silicone around other parts of it. So it's not the TAM one, and I have an option to get a TAM one with a thrust vectoring. I don't know that it needs it. I don't know that I needs it, but there's still some of them out there, and one of these guys that I know has one. So right now I'm spending all my extra pennies just trying to get this thing back together. So future project, should it still be available. All right, guys, well, that's all I have for now. I'm signing off. Enjoy your flying. Hopefully it'll be some good weather this weekend. Talk to you later.